Hello, Bobcats. I'm going to walk you through a tutorial of some basic Excel. It's Excel 101 is what I call it. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to go to collierschools.com. You'll see on the URL on my screen. It's www.collierschools.com. And once you get to that page, you'll select Staff. And the staff page will come up similar to mine, and then you need to go to Data Warehouse. Data Warehouse will provide you with the login screen. You're going to enter your login information on that page, because what we need is we need to download some information or download an Excel document that we can begin to mess around with a little bit. So your screen will the splash screen or the entry screen will look a little bit different than mine, but basically it'll look somewhat similar. The most important part is the menu bar here at the top, as well as this little bar that looks very inconspicuous that has lots of really cool stuff on it. So what I'd like you to do first thing today is to go to the report that's called My Customized Report. If you look at where my cursor is, you'll select My Customized Report, and then a page similar to this will show up. On this page, this similar thing will show up. What I'm going to do is what you'll want to do is select where the pencil is. When you select when you hover over the pencil, the cursor will change, and you want to select that. That will take you into a page that looks like this. Now, these are all the data elements that you can choose to add to that first page. What I want to do first, you can mess around with this on your own, but what I want to do today is to go to Formative Assessment, and this is actually the OPM data. This is how when we download the data for your OPM sheets, we actually grab the data from this site and merge it into that document that the page that you just saw. So on this page, you'll select. I'll show you again. You can press the plus arrow or the plus symbol, and then you just simply, for December 1st through 15th, that was our last data entry for OPM, you'll just simply select that. We can get rid of all the other stuff once we get there. If you select the plus, it'll show you all the different data elements that are there. We can delete all the stuff that is that's just there unnecessarily once we get into an Excel a little bit easier. So then what you do is you select that December 1st through 15th and save changes in report and view report. Then it will take you to this next page, and it will give you the document with all of the information. All right, so it's a fairly decent sized document, because you'll see Dolch words, initial sound ID, letter ID, and a bunch of other items. These are all the items that were entered for our OPM. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to download the Excel. So you'll go over to the middle again, and you'll download that Excel. And once you select that, it will begin downloading, and you'll select at the bottom where it will download for you. And it will begin downloading. It just takes a couple seconds to download. All right, and your document will look somewhat similar to mine. And the next thing is we need to beautify this document. So it will come out looking somewhat similar to this. I do not care for the way that this looks. It's very difficult to understand what it means. Additionally, all of the numbers here in the A column are hyperlinked. So if you select one of those numbers, it actually takes you back online, back to Data Warehouse. So I like to get rid of those. So between A and 1, I'll show you that again. When the cursor changes between A and 1, you just simply select right there, and then you right click. When you right click, that comes up, and you select Remove Hyperlinks. Then your hyperlinks go away. and then again select between A and 1 right where my cursor is, and then go over here between A and B, and if you double click, then it will make all of the cells small and back to their normal size. The other thing that I like to do is to go into the borders. So you can go into into home, and then you select that that box where it says all borders, and then you'll be able to have grid lines around. Now this row, column 2 or row 2, we actually need to get rid of that because this is going to cause us to have some problems later on down the road. So we need to get rid of that. So you just left click on, or you click on that, and then right click, and then select delete, and then it's gone. All right, so the next thing you need to do is select the 1 right there where it says 1, then you select data and filter, and then you get a filter button. With the filter, you'll be able to then, if you want to, then with your select students, if you want to, if you have the option, you can select grade, and you can do grade level 2. You may not have that option, so you can then, what you can do is you could sort them by their F&P level. That in mine it's column K, so I can sort them ascending, so I can see them from A to Z or less than A to Z in this case, because I've got some kindergartners on there. And then you'll be able to also, if you want to, the next thing that you can do is, if you want to make this a little bit better, what you can do is, like this one, if you look at the way that I was working here, I looked here and I just simply select this the down arrow. When I select the down arrow, the only option is blank. You see where it says blank, and select all. So what that means is there is no data in there. So I can select there, open the O, right click, and select delete. Then I can get rid of it. All right, so you can do that for all of those other ones to make the data a little easier for you to navigate through. Okay, and I'm doing that for DRAL level and the different levels. Okay, so what you can see is you can actually do that for some different levels. So with this, you can select, if you also wanted to, you can select a specific level. So if I only wanted to see my G's, I can see all of the G's. And another cool feature is that if I select the G's, so I selected all the G's, I entered all this, I deselected, and then I select G. If you select all of those, it will actually give you a count of all of the G's. So on mine, you can see that it gives you a 15. Okay. Another cool feature is that it also gives me the count here, but on the Windows version, it will give you the average as well. On the Microsoft version, it can show you the average. So when I look here, I can see that all with my G's, the average Dolch word listing for those students is a 68. Okay, so you can see that the listing is a 68 for those particular students. And so this has many different variations and many different variables that you can continue to play with and to mess around with, because it's super powerful once you're able to do some filtering and do some sorting of that nature. So what I'd like for you to do is just kind of sort and filter around. And what I will do is we'll do another training around pivot tables and some other features that are a little bit more advanced, but actually they're not that difficult. So what we'll do is we'll stop here for today. But this does give you some information as far as how to download a document, how to format, and how to put your filters in, and how to sort your data so that you can be able to read and understand what the data is kind of is telling you. Okay. All right. Thank you.